How are you? Good. How are you? You're an amazing player. Congratulations. Thanks you changed the history in basketball. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming here, Caitlin Clark. The basketball queen was left totally shocked after Brazil's coach said something crazy about her. Trust us. It's not your normal nice words. You're going to need to hear this for yourself. Imagine someone talking about your game in a way that could make even the best athlete think twice about their moves. What did the coach say? Let's just say Caitlin was not ready for this kind of honesty. It's the way they welcomed her, the way they celebrated her. It's quite different that these women of color from Brazil and their coach had compared to the American players. And American women of color and how they treat Caitlin Clark, Brazil, land of soccer carnival, and now Caitlin Clark fans, seriously, who would have thought that? Caitlin Clark, the best college basketball player, would find herself amazing. Not just basketball fans around the world, but also a Brazil coach who's probably forgotten more about the game than most of us will ever know yet here. We are the 2025. WNB, a preseason exhibition game, brought her face to face with Brazil's best, and let's just say the Brazil coach's reaction had everyone asking if he was seeing the second coming of basketball itself, the team she played against last night. And I understand a lot of this team was young, but the team she played against last night, getting pictures with Caitlin Clark at the end of the game, having her literally sign, having her sign their jerseys, and those jerseys, you better believe the coach of the other team. Being in shock, like this is the dream team. This is the dream team. This is the opponents getting pictures with the dream team. First, let's just take a moment to see how Brazil's coach, a man whose skills in the game is probably amazing, couldn't help but throw a giant bucket of praise on Caitlin. Clark, this isn't the kind of praise you get from a family member trying to be nice when you hit a three-pointer at Thanksgiving dinner. No, this was some next-level basketball love. In fact, it's the kind of praise that makes you think, are we sure? Caitlin Clark isn't secretly a Marvel superhero in disguise. Coach from Brazil, a country more known for soccer, throwing out this much praise for a WNBA player. That's the kind of support most athletes would sell their souls for Brazil. Their coaching had no answer at all for Caitlin Clark, and they threw so many different looks at her. Like, I've never seen a team throw so many different looks at a player now, as that was not enough. Caitlin Clark signing Brazil's team jersey, oh boy, that's not just an autograph. It's like getting the Mona Lisa to sign a napkin. Can we just stop for a second to imagine how amazing this moment was? You're Caitlin Clark. You're basically untouchable in the basketball world, and suddenly you're signing a jersey for the Brazilian team. Let's be real, the only thing that could have been more cool is if she signed it with a Sharpie and told them to frame it. Imagine the story they'll tell in the locker rooms for years to come. Oh yeah, we played against Caitlin Clark, and she literally signed our jerseys. We're basically in the Hall of Fame. Now, right, music. I know, of course. The signing itself is an act of pure class, a rare moment where an amazing athlete doesn't get too big for their britches. Caitlin could have easily been that player who refuses to talk with anyone not in her level of fame, but instead she probably signed those jerseys with a smile as wide as the Grand Canyon, making sure everyone in the room felt special, even though the only reason they were there was to see her greatness. How nice of her. You know, it's just one of those things where you realize Caitlin Clark is not only winning on the court, but also winning hearts in the process, and no one can take that away. From her, the team were lining up to get autographs. She signed their jerseys. They were getting them to S. They were getting her to sign their jerseys. She was signing the players' jerseys. This is like Dream Team. This is literally like Dream Team. Stuff this. We haven't seen this since the damn Dream Team. She is literally signing the jerseys of team she played against. She is signing their jerseys. They were that much in love with her, and still they were there. They were knocking her on her butt a couple of times. They were being physical. They were stopping her. They didn't try to stop during the game. They just did not have it. They're so excited. They're taking pictures with her after the game. They're taking Pictures, they're taking pictures with her like it is. Oh, it's truly chef's kiss funny that the Brazilian women's national basketball team, who are out there making fun of Caitlin Clark before the game, trying to copy her famous three-point shots. Like some wannabe basketball magicians are now practically crawling on all fours just to snap a selfie with her and get their jerseys signed. Talk about a 180. Flip realization, huh? They went from trying to make fun of her to acting like starstruck. Fans in front of the actual GOAT. I mean, the irony here is so thick you could cut it with a basketball. Cross the footage of the Brazilian national team dancing on Caitlin Clark logo at Carva Arena, man. A lot of people had mixed reviews about it. Well, it looked like that wasn't the only clip because the entire team got in on the action. Bro got in on the jumping on Caitlin. Clark logo stomping on it D, but Caitlin, oh, she wasn't here for the games. She didn't need to pretend to hit a shot. Number Caitlin came through and slapped down a real three-pointer from way behind the line. Like real deep. Not that I'm playing pretend kind of stuff that the Brazilians were trying to pull. She didn't just talk the talk. She walked the walk, and then some of the crowd, they were probably still buzzing from that shot when Caitlin proceeded to carry that energy straight into the rest of the game. Meanwhile, the Brazilian squad, well, they were probably too busy thinking about how they could get Caitlin to sign their jerseys and maybe even post a selfie. I mean, these women went from trying to flex their non-existent range to begging for a picture with one of the most legendary ballers out there classic. So yeah, Caitlin Clark really proved that. When it comes to being a GOAT, it's not about copying others or doing some cheap shots to steal the spotlight. It's about showing up, doing the real work, and owning every single moment on the court. The Brazilian team probably learned the hard way that you can't fake greatness. Either you have it or you don't. And Caitlin, she's got it in spades. Here comes Clark and transition Clark. Pull up three, you bet. Let's just say she didn't need to play. 40 minutes to prove she's head and shoulders above. Most of the competition, in fact, a mere 18 minutes on the court, and she left. Everyone questioning if she'd been playing with some kind of super speed or had secretly unlocked a cheat code for basketball. Seriously, 18 minutes isn't even enough time to finish a Subway sandwich, scroll through Instagram, and catch up on a couple of tweets. But Caitlin Clark, she took that tiny window of time and absolutely destroyed the competition like a DJ. Tearing up a turntable at a rave, every move was planned. Every pass was a thing of beauty, and every shot looked like it was written by the basketball gods themselves. Forget playing half a game. Caitlin might as well have been on fast forward while the rest of the court was stuck on pause. It was as if she had a turbo button no one else knew about, leaving defenders in her dust while they tried to figure out how to catch up. Spoiler alert, they didn't. If this was any other player, 18 minutes would have been laughable, but for Caitlin, it was a full-blown highlight reel. Boy, oh boy, did that feel good. Did that feel good from Caitlin Clark? Opening up the game, pull-up three, bang to the logo three, to close the third quarter, walking off to a standing ovation. Caitlin Clark pulling up from 36 feet out. From start to finish, there was never a doubt in our mind. There was never a time where we even thought to ourselves, is this game going to be close? Indiana comes out 80 run, close out the first quarter, close out the second quarter, close out the third quarter, sit our starters in the fourth quarter, and by the time it's all said and done, the Indiana Fever score more than double the Brazilian national. Imagine Caitlin Clark on the bench, cool as a cucumber, watching her teammates sweat it out on the court, and she's just sitting there probably thinking, yep, when it's my turn, I'm just going to drop a few crazy shots, make everyone forget. They even have a game plan and then head up the nearest coffee shop for a latte. It's almost like she's got a superpower to show up, do her thing, and then disappear before anyone even realizes what happened. You know, that one person in every office meeting who manages to nail the presentation in 5 minutes and then pieces out while everyone else is still fumbling around with their slides. Yeah, that's Caitlin Clark. She's like the ultimate productivity guru, but for basketball. No need to waste 30 minutes on the court when you can just be the walking definition of efficiency in a fraction of the time. It's almost as if she's mastered the art of being effortlessly amazing while making everyone else look like they're trying too hard at this rate. She could teach a master class on how to be ridiculously good. Without breaking a sweat was our first look at Caitlin Clark in her second WNBA season, and she did not disappoint. She was raining threes. Her handle looked tighter than ever. Her vision was on point, and she brought this energy, and she brought the crowd, and everything was just electric because she was on the court in those 80 minutes. Caitlin didn't just play the game, she redefined it every time. She made a shot, it wasn't just a basket, it was a statement, her accuracy perfect, each shot felt